In a world where AI bans innocent people from posting to this website, AI claims 40 weeks of podcasting is not enough channel history, then pretends like it never happened a few months later. And worst of all, AI couldn't tell me the time in another country. You're gonna have to trust me on that one though. One guy who has had a chaotic few months, well, it feels that way, and honestly, why on earth am I boasting about myself like this? Decides to podcast again. What do you mean King K. Rool is back? What do you mean DragX Drive sucks despite the arms level marketing and the fact they look kinda cool? What do you mean Fire Emblem had 2 games announced in September? What do you mean Nintendo is bringing back the Virtual Boy? What do you mean Super Mario Galaxy 2 is out available for Nintendo Switch? What? How's that possible? What do you mean Mario Kart World was not nominated for Best Soundtrack in what this video is covering? And what do you mean I'm posting this on a Saturday and on the 20th anniversary of the Xbox 360? Okay, that is actually kind of cool. Hello, I am Aiden, and you are the listener slash viewer. Well, yeah, I mean, this is a bit more visual than what I usually do. And this is switching to Unscripted Thoughts on the Game Awards 2025, Part 1, the nominations. Well, I mean, this is technically switching to the future, but I think I'm just going to keep it to switching to adjective or switching to thing because not really talking much ahead and more dwelling on the past with this in particular. That and also the switch to is the now, you know. So yeah, I'm back. It's only been what, 5 months, nearly 6. Sorry, life fell into chaos. I'm not going to dwell on it though. Also, you may have noticed I've changed my Mii character. It was actually going to be green in a different pose, but then, yay, it's not recognisable without that pose. It's not recognisable in green. And, I mean, that was part of the reason why I moved away from it, and it's also the reason why I don't use my Mii as my profile picture on most social media anymore. So, yeah. Yeah, dramatic intro, yep. So, this time I'm doing something a bit different. Instead of ranting about Switch 2, I'm going on about the Game Awards, specifically the nominations. And this time, you're going to see me vote. Yeah. So, well, don't really have much to say other than this, like this. And yes, I am using Microsoft Edge for the voting. It's just because I had no bookmarks on there, didn't want to mess with Firefox's settings. I despise Microsoft Edge under usual circumstances. So, you know what? Let's get to the voting. Oh, let me... Oh. Maybe that doesn't perfectly fit. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, also I'm doing this on my PC instead of my iPad, just because it's more easier to do things on a desktop website. So, let's get voting. Start voting. And I'm going to give my opinions as I go. Game of the year. I hear this game is a revolution. Yeah, what they call revolutionary is what seems to be what was in a bunch of Mario RPGs with things like action commands and stuff similar to badges or roguelike elements. I mean, Mario RPGs don't really have roguelike elements, but they do have badges. So, I don't get the hype around Expedition 33. Also, its community is annoying on the internet. Death Stranding 2. I have a lot of respect for Kojima, the creator of Death Stranding. He's quite a talented game developer, and also I hear his games are good. I think I have the first Death Stranding on the Epic Game Store. I really should give it a try someday. Donkey Kong Bonanza, a true revolution in my opinion. Well, as in like, it's just crazy. You can just break apart everything. It's just, I'm voting for this. Hades 2. I've heard good things about it. I respect the developers. They're quite legitimate, from what I've heard. As in, they are. You know, they don't have any. I don't have any problems with them or the game's community. That game, I have serious problems with the community. I have absolutely no comments on that other than it's probably another generic medieval game. Though it probably isn't if it's nominated for Game of the Year. Also, do know I'm not really going to take the Game Awards too seriously this year. You know, I mean, I just realised, wait, Donkey Kong Bonanza won the Critics' Choice Award at some other award show, and that was the only award that was voted by the critics, and so, And then again, I mean, why should I care? If Hades 2 wins, I'll be, I don't mind. I mean, the only ones I don't want to win are Expedition 33 because people are touting it as a revolution when it apparently isn't, and Hollow Knight Silksong because I have a grudge with most of the community. Outside of that, I really do not care what wins. And even then, I mean, if they win, I mean, it's just an award. At least it's not a game filled with loot boxes winning anything. So yeah, I'm still voting for Donkey Kong though. Yep. Also, yeah, my profile picture's mauled me because I forgot to change it for this. Best game direction. I have not played any of these. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, with Game of the Year, the only one I played was Donkey Kong. Ghost of Yotei, I hear is a pretty good game. I am not the happiest with Sony at the moment, though. And also, I mean, like, I hear it's good. It's just Sony, just they really haven't released something Astrobot level this year. I mean, even Spider-Man 2. I mean, that got nominated for Game of the Year in 2023, and that had some of the biggest competition out there. So I don't know about that one. I may play the game eventually. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Sony cinematic games. I think I'm probably going to vote Hades 2 because I've seen the gameplay and it does look fun. Best narrative. I'm just going to vote for that one. I mean, I haven't heard much about Silent Hill F, but I'm voting for this one because Kojima is known for the narrative in his game, and also I haven't played any of them. Best art direction. Hades 2. I really do like it over Silksong. This is where I have a problem. Where is Mario Kart World? Outstanding music inclusive of score, original song and or licensed soundtrack. Okay, where is Mario Kart World? I blame it on this. I have a feeling all these are on Spotify. I mean, I'm not going to check because I don't use Spotify. It's an ad-filled mess that charges way too much for a subscription, and also I don't listen to too much music. But like, why is Mario Kart World not here? Why is Donkey Kong Bonanza not here either? Or I swear that was another game with really good music this year that was robbed of this position. So, I've only heard music from Hades 2. I have not played Hades 2. I do not intend on buying Hades 2, but I might at this rate. Also, Silksong has music. I thought it didn't. Best audio design. Yeah, Sony's cinematic games tend to make good use of DualSense audio, so... Alright, best performance. I actually have opinions on this one. Well, opinions on 2. I've heard his voice acting for Expedition 33. It's pretty good. But Troy Baker does a really good Indiana Jones impression. So, well, a really good Harrison Ford Indiana Jones impression, so... Yeah. Innovations in accessibility. Recognizing the software and or hardware that's pushing the medium forward. I would have thought Ghost of Yotei would have been here, as certainly is actually committed to accessibility. Don't know what FC26 would have done, it's probably the same as FC25. Don't know about Assassin's Creed Shadows. I believe I've heard some stuff about it, but I have seen accessibility options for Doom the Dark Ages, and I can say that is good for people who are less skilled or less able to play the game through a standard experience. Those who struggle with difficulty or struggle using a regular controller. Games for Impact. Usually I'd be like, oh, I don't know any of these games. Nobody has ever spoken about this. All these people on Twitter who claim to support this kind of stuff and then never speak about it. Wonderstop. I have heard good things about this one. I mean, I am also partially biased considering the composer is, I believe, the original composer for Minecraft. The music's pretty good for that one. But also, like, I have respect for the developers. And also I've seen it and it looks good. Best ongoing. Now, this one is actually a bit of a tough one. Final Fantasy XIV, I do not know what on earth's going on with that. Fortnite. Usually I just vote that. Oh yeah, it's still ongoing. Fortnite OG is great as ever. Well, it's alright. Fortnite OG. Oh, the Simpsons season. I love the Simpsons season in Fortnite. And then also, Chapter 6 Season 4 was quite fun for the first half, then they got rid of half of it. I'm not voting it. Epic Games do not seem to give a damn about the community and at the moment, and there's a bit of quality control. And also, I mean, I'm tired of Epic Games being all like, oh, if you don't like sponsorship here, play this. Okay, Battle Royale has a sponsorship, Blitz has a sponsorship, Reload has a sponsorship. I don't want to play on a Netflix. You know, what if I'm tired of The Simpsons? I don't want to go. Well, have my only alternative be Stranger Things Land or what's the other one? Squid Game Town. No, I'm not interested. Well, I mean, I'm interested. I mean, interested in the Simpsons season because I'm a fan of the Simpsons. But like, in general, if you're not interested in Netflix or the Simpsons, there ain't really much at the moment. Helldivers 2. I'd vote for this because, yeah, screw it. I'm voting for it. I mean, I was gonna say No Man's Sky, but considering it's had a lot of updates, free Switch 2 upgrade, and I hear it's really good, but Marvel Rivals, I've also heard really good things about that this year, but Helldivers 2, Halo ODST collab, Invasion of Super Earth kind of event, tons of fun, silly stuff. I mean, they even made a silly web game for a day in October, fictional day in the game universe known as Liberty Day. Helldivers 2 is getting my vote, despite the optimization issues it's had. Best community support. I would vote Helldivers 2, but I find the No Man's Sky developers to be more better at communicating. Epic Games. Oh, as if they communicate. As if they ever have. Square Enix? I presume it's just like every gacha game. Well, every gacha game out there where they just tell you, this will happen in very precise text. Baldur's Gate? That game's getting updated. No Man's Sky. Best independent game. I said it before and I'll say it again. I mean, I don't know any other two in this category that I haven't mentioned before. Best debut indie game. I don't know most of these. I have heard people say really good things about Dispatch though, so I'm going to vote for that. Yeah, I mean, if I don't know it, I'm just going to vote what people I know say. Oh, best mobile game. Cash Grab. Cash Grab. Cash Grab made by the team that made Angry Birds. Overrated Cash Grab. Cash Grab. I'm not even voting. They're all rubbish. Best VR. VR has had a really weak year. Have heard good things about the Alien game though. Haven't heard anybody talk about Deadpool, so that's the only one I've heard people talk about, so yeah. Surprisingly, I haven't heard anybody talk about the Deadpool VR game, other than trailers and all that, so yeah. Best action game. I also haven't, I mean, I tried Battlefield, but Doom. Honestly, I haven't played half these games, so I'm not taking it that seriously at all this year. Best action adventure. I've seen a lot of gameplay of the Indiana Jones game and it looks really good. Where a lot of action, a lot of adventure, so I'll vote for that. Best RPG. I have seen a couple of extended gameplay things for this one and it looks good. I mean, a bit off put by the price though. I mean, yeah, they did lower it from the initial £80, I believe, to the regular 70, but still, I'm just a bit off put by it because of that, and also Microsoft's controversies in general. Best fighting. I am gonna choose the only one I think has any soul. Actually, that's Riot Games. That has no soul. That one, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, might have some soul, but Capcom Fighting Collection, from what I've heard, has the most soul to it. Best family game, aka the reward when Nintendo is relegated to. Here's my opinion. Split Fiction. I haven't spoken about this, to be honest. It's 2-player only. I struggle convincing to get a player 2 to play anything, so I'm not going to buy a game that requires a player 2. Lego Voyages and Lego Party. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is much more interesting as it's made by TT Games. I've just found Lego games that aren't made by TT Games to just... they're not as good, in my opinion. Now, would I... this is best family. But, okay, this is the big contest. Crossworlds and Mario Kart. Crossworlds, Mario Kart, Crossworlds, Mario Kart. That's the big contest for this one. I love Mario Kart World. I'm not the biggest fan of Crossworlds. I don't mind if Crossworlds wins. If anything, Kirby Air Riders is probably the best racing game this year. That's what I have to say. I'm voting Donkey Kong Bonanza. Best Sim/strategy. Civ 7. I'm not going to comment on everything. I mean, I think I'm already pushing time. Yeah, 17 minutes. I don't want it to be too long. Best Sport/racing. Let's see. Same old, same old. At least that one's getting, well, lasting 2 years instead of 1 year. That ain't a sports game if it's got magic, but then I suppose that those aren't racing games if they have magic items. I'm voting Mario Kart. I prefer it over Crossworlds, and if there are any Sonic fans watching this who would have voted Crossworlds, please understand, it's just personal preference. I respect you for liking Sonic Crossworlds. Best multiplayer. Okay. Kind of stumped for this one, but it's not. Oh, every game's a cash grab. So, Arc Raiders. A lot of people are saying good things about. But then apparently it has some kind of AI in it, apparently. I hear it's just AI voices, but I mean that just puts it down my scale, unfortunately. Battlefield 6. A lot of people are praising it because Call of Duty's a load of rubbish this year. I mean, you haven't seen Call of Duty nominated anywhere at all this year. But Battlefield ain't my thing. Elden Ring. Night Rain. I've heard good things about it. Split Fiction. I mean, I've heard good things about it, but I'd have a player 2. Same can be said with Peak. But I don't have a player 2, 3 or 4 for Peak. You know, I don't play many multiplayer games other than ones that have random matchmaking, so I'll vote Peak. I have seen it, well, some gameplay, and people seem to like it, so just because I can't find somebody to play a game with doesn't mean I have to hold a grudge. Best adaptation. Where is Sonic 3? Yeah, yes, I stated I'm not the biggest Sonic fan, I believe I did. But I mean, like, if Indiana Jones, which came out earlier at the end of last year, can be nominated, why couldn't Sonic 3 be nominated here? Anyway, I don't know what to vote here. You know, okay, Until Dawn and Last of Us, they didn't be received the best. Splinter Cell Death Watch, I mean, this is kind of a return of Splinter Cell. Devil May Cry, popular game franchise. Minecraft movie. I am not going to say any silly lines from that film, because I prefer my chicken roasted. I suppose I'll just vote the one that looks the coolest, in which case Splinter Cell. Most anticipated game. Well, I only really well, actually I anticipate a couple of these, but I would be nice if Tom would actually like Living the Dream, or Rhythm Paradise Groove, or Rhythm Heaven Groove if you live in the US, was nominated here. Because kind of a big deal when sequel to last game that was on 3DS, and that 3DS game is extremely valuable on the used market. Kind of a big deal. But yeah. Okay, Witcher 4, not really interested in the Witcher series. Resident Evil Requiem, the trailers are too long. I end up snoozing in all these gaming events where they keep announcing stuff. Oh, and Resident Evil for 10 minutes. I'm not interested in Resident Evil. I think I'm probably in the wrong generation for it. I think. But then there's the big three, in my opinion. The big, well, the big blockbuster games. You know, the ones that are going to sell, the huge ones. 007 First Light, Marvel's Wolverine, and GTA 6. I'm going to rule out GTA 6 due to union busting and allegedly from Rockstar, so I'm not going to vote for that. I'm not interested in a game that is made by a company that mistreats its employees. So that leaves James Bond and Wolverine. 007 First Light looks good, but I love Insomniac Spider-Man games, and the Wolverine game is going to be set in the same universe. That, and also I've been waiting since 2021 for this game. 4 years. 4 years. Quite a long time, and I was excited when they announced it. Content Creator of the Year. I don't know who he is. Don't know who this person is other than they're a VTuber. Don't know who this person is other than they are kind of a VTuber if their face is green screened onto a peanut. Most critical. I have respect for this guy because he got rid of all his monetization and he has a few good points in his videos that he makes, so I'm voting him. Best esports game. Where is Halo? But I have no grudge against. I have no grudge. Well, actually, I mean, I couldn't. What the hell's that? Don't care about that. Don't care about that. Don't like Counter Strike's community. I'm not really much of a Dota fan. I mean, I've never played Dota, but at least people who play it are quite. Have heard some cool things about people who have played it. So, best esports athlete. I do not follow esports. I do not know who any of these people are. So, skip. Because I do not want to vote for somebody who I have no idea. Actually, you're not previous. Any wearing a fancy suit? Nah, just in their esports jerseys. Or shirts or whatever. Best esports team. I do not know any of these teams. Well, actually, I know that one. Don't know the rest. Don't like that one. And that's it. At the end, there's a player's voice, which is going to be all nominees. You know, bunch of which one? Simply put, this is the one where the people speak. Most of the previous ones are debated by the critics. Mostly, they get most of the vote. So yeah. So then, that was 25 minutes of me ranting about the Game Awards. Well, kinda not. And you got to see me vote. Yay. If you cared about me voting, I hope you enjoyed watching me vote. So, yeah. Part 2 will be after it. The winners and losers and game announcements that are interesting. So, yeah. That is pretty much everything I have to say for today. Thank you for watching / listening. Thank you for not being rude in the comments, please. I'm saying that to any Sonic Force Worlds fans who are angry that I voted for Mario Kart World. Please understand that I respect your appreciation of that game. I just prefer Mario Kart, and I prefer Kirby Air Riders on top of both of them. Thank you for your understanding. Okay, I'm Aiden, and you're the listener/viewer. Have a nice day, and bye!